Evelyn Harper was the epitome of success. A self-made millionaire, she had it all: a sprawling apartment in New York, a luxury car, designer clothes, and a busy career in finance. On paper, her life was perfect. Yet, despite all her achievements, Evelyn felt an emptiness she couldn't shake. Every day was a blur of meetings, deadlines, and social events. She felt isolated, surrounded by people but unable to form any real connections. The more wealth she accumulated, the more she felt detached from the world. One late afternoon, feeling the weight of her own exhaustion, Evelyn decided to escape the opulence of her usual spots. She drove to a humble part of town and found a small diner. She wasn't expecting anything in particular, just a quiet place to think. Little did she know, this small decision would change her life. A chance encounter, the little girl who was cleaning tables. The moment Evelyn stepped into the diner, she noticed a young girl, no older than 5, meticulously cleaning tables. Despite her small size, the girl worked with an unusual seriousness. Her hair was messy, and she wore an oversized apron, but there was a determined look on her face. Evelyn watched as the little girl wiped down the table with a damp cloth, making sure every spot was spotless. Curiosity nudged Evelyn, and she called the girl over. "What's your name, sweetheart?" The girl looked up at her, her big brown eyes full of quiet wisdom. "Anna," she replied softly. Evelyn smiled, a little puzzled by how a child so young could be working in a diner. "Are you here by yourself?" she asked gently. Anna nodded and then added, "My mom's busy." She looked around the diner, her eyes scanning for her mother, but she didn't seem upset. She was calm, like an adult in a child's body. Evelyn's heart softened. It was clear the girl was working harder than any child should. She asked her, "Why are you helping your mom here?" Anna looked down at the table, almost shy. "We don't have much. I help her so she doesn't have to do it all." Evelyn's chest tightened with an unexpected sense of sadness. She couldn't fathom why such a young girl should carry the weight of responsibility. The next day, Evelyn returned to the diner, her thoughts lingering on the little girl and her strange maturity. She couldn't stop wondering about Anna's life. When she sat down at the counter, she asked the owner, Michaela, about the girl. Michaela, an older woman with a kind face, hesitated for a moment before replying. Anna's father, Carlos, was a construction worker. He was a good man, hard-working. About a year ago, he died in a tragic accident at work. A building collapsed while he was doing a routine inspection. Evelyn's heart sank. And her mother? Is she okay? Michaela's face darkened. Anna's mother, Elena, has been sick for months. She's been struggling with her health ever since Carlos died. She works when she can, but it's hard for her to keep up. Evelyn was silent for a moment, trying to process this. "So Anna, she's just helping out?" Michaela nodded. "Yes, she's been helping around here for as long as I can remember. The money they make here barely covers the bills. But Anna is tough. She's had to grow up quickly." Evelyn felt a lump in her throat. She wanted to help, but she didn't know how. Anna was just a child. The thought of her working instead of playing tore at her heart. She couldn't imagine what it would be like to lose both parents so young, to have so little, and to bear such responsibility. The decision to help, Evelyn's transformation. Evelyn couldn't stop thinking about Anna and her family. That night, she lay awake in bed, restless. The wealth she had accumulated meant nothing to her in that moment. She had everything but felt so empty inside. But there was something about Anna's quiet strength that awakened a deep sense of purpose in her. Evelyn reached out to Michaela, offering to help Anna and her mother. She paid for the medical bills that Elena could no longer afford, covered the cost of school supplies for Anna and her siblings, and arranged for a local clinic to treat Elena's illness. She even helped with groceries, sending over food regularly to ease the burden of everyday life. As the weeks passed, Elena's health began to improve. Anna, who had been carrying the weight of the world on her shoulders, started to smile more. The sparkle in her eyes returned, and for the first time in months, she seemed like a child again. The weight had lifted, if only a little. Evelyn's own transformation had begun. She noticed a sense of peace settling in her heart. Helping this family had given her something she never realized she was missing, a sense of connection. It wasn't about money or success, it was about giving and receiving kindness. One night, as Evelyn sat in her apartment reflecting on the changes in her life, she dreamed of Anna. In the dream, Anna was running through a field, laughing. Her face was radiant with joy, no longer burdened by the hardships of life. In the dream, Evelyn was standing next to her, watching her grow and blossom into the person she was meant to be. When Evelyn awoke, she realized that this dream was a reflection of her own heart. She was finally at peace. The constant striving for more had faded, replaced by a quiet fulfillment she had never known. Helping Anna's family had given her the comfort she had spent so many years searching for. Years passed, and Anna grew up to be an inspiring young woman. She went to college and eventually became a social worker, helping other children who were in situations similar to hers. She never forgot the woman who had helped her family when they were at their lowest point. Evelyn, too, found fulfillment in a life that was no longer about accumulating wealth. She continued to support Anna and her family, but now it wasn't about charity, it was about friendship, love, and a shared vision of a better world. One day, as Evelyn sat in her office, looking out at the city skyline, she realized that the most meaningful moments of her life had been born from the simplest of acts, helping others, connecting with them on a human level, and finding joy in their happiness. Evelyn had finally found the purpose she had been searching for all along, not in success or material things, but in kindness and love.